I'm about to feed them to the sharks right now. Get them hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it goes. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.
Welcome to episode 102 of the BJJ Campaign Podcast. My name's Jeff Boone. I'm an A3 blue belt, 4 stripes.
Phil Kors, A2 blue belt, 4 stripes. We have nothing to talk about.
No. I got a Gordon Ryan update.
Oh, okay.
Gordon Ryan update. His seminar sold out, shocker, for Who's Number One in less than 24 hours. 120 spots available, him and Danner. Mm-hmm. That's not a shocker, right?
Where is it?
I guess Austin, Texas, where they hold, I think all.
Oh, are they always in the same place?
I think so. Yeah, I think the WNO
is that close to Puerto Rico?
It is not. No,
they're
it's
always
close
there,
as
though.
a flight. Yes.
Yeah. When are you going?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's a great question, Phil. He keeps doing it. I have a feeling that they're going to move from Puerto Rico to Texas.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's hot take. That's my hot take.
Did you see his ad for the pin instructional? Pin attacking from top pins?
Did I see Gordon Ryan's ad for top pins? What am I? Yeah, of course I saw it.
But did you read it or listen to it?
I memorized it.
Did you notice what it said? I didn't like it.
No, I didn't.
No, it says basically getting the submissions when they're being very defensive.
Oh yeah. I think that that's what they deal with. That's what their specialty is, because people are so defensive against them.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, apparently it's doing pretty good, because he just posted in the past month. Take a guess. Take a guess at how much of his instructionals, how much revenue his instructionals have generated in the past month.
Money or a sales number?
Sales.
Like number of copies or number of dollars?
Dollars.
Dollars? $3 million.
In 1 month, Phil. 1 month.
3 million, or I'm not impressed.
You're just not. You're
numbers
terrible
are made
at
up.
this game.
Yeah, numbers
you're
are made
terrible
up.
at this game because you always over predict. Always.
Is it less than that?
It's $375,000 in a month. That equals.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
That's like 13 instructionals.
That equals $5 million in a year.
Yeah, that number sounds normal.
That's the year.
Yeah.
Why would you say $3 million in a month?
You brought it up like it was a special amount.
Jesus Christ! He's making the most of anybody who just does jiu-jitsu in the world.
You sure?
Yes, by a long shot.
I feel like the people who own the chains make more.
Oh well, maybe the head of that's fair point by you. I should have meant competition jiu-jitsu. That's not.
He doesn't make money competing. He makes it teaching.
No, I know, but I wasn't
just destroyed
thinking
that argument.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. I'll admit whenever. Yeah, Gracie Baja is definitely making whoever the owner is.
Yeah,
of that,
he gets a percentage because they don't even let you.
Whoever
like, you
Baja
have
is,
to wear their gis and stuff, right?
Have to wear their gis, make it on the front end and the back end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus, I would imagine they get a percentage of memberships and stuff like that.
You
too.
have to rent their gis. I went to a Gracie Baja one time when I was in.
I was thinking about this the other day. Remember how long I rented a gi for? I just won't commit.
You were terrible. How long did you rent
like
a
a
gi?
month. You were like,
That's
what are you?
ridiculous.
Yeah,
You
it
were
was a
going
long
every
time.
day.
No, it was twice a week.
That
Twice
was
a week.
only for like a week. You did twice a
That was
week.
a long time.
Okay. I feel like you missed out on a lot of training time back then.
Yeah, it took me like 30 years to get my first stripe.
Speaking of stripes, summer promotions coming up. Couple weeks. Anything interesting with that?
Well, we're going to test for purple in a week and see what happens.
You decided you're going to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
See what happens.
yeah. Yep.
Been doing my normal schedule. You've been tripling down on fundamentals.
Tripling.
So
Literally.
gonna see what comes out of it.
See how it does. Yeah. Yeah.
See what you learned.
Whatever it is. I have learned a lot, actually. I have learned a lot from
Yeah,
the
I'm not
feedback.
surprised.
It's nice.
You had a long way to go.
Yeah, well, I still do. I was actually thinking about this today, like, because we get the opportunity to help the open mat today. We get the opportunity to help the newer white belts who are really interested, because let's face it, only those that are really interested in jiu-jitsu are coming to open mat, whenever you're doing it. And Jake, one of the guys, he's always very appreciative of the help. And I think of that, and I get that, whenever we're going with Brent and John, and John helped me with a couple things the other day, just from rolling with him. But we don't get that near what it was back then. And I was thinking, I was like, man, they're probably not that equipped to deal with all that information. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of information to take in, because they're doing a lot of stuff. So I've tried to focus it down on, try to teach them one thing. Like with Jake, I was just trying to get him to do that open guard push pull sweep, and because that's the best open guard sweep. So you've at least got something to do whenever somebody breaks your guard, But I was thinking about that. I was like, man, they get a lot of information. That's a lot to take in. I'm going to try to not give them so much information.
A lot of lefts and rights out of you.
Well, that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, think about it. You give Michael a lot of information too, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't get that amount of information anymore.
I think we do.
No, we don't. We get different information. Yeah. It's information that's, a lot of it's guided by our interests. And then people help us out along the way in that respect. Whenever theirs isn't necessarily guided by their interests, because they don't know what they're interested in yet.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
I see where you're going. I just disagree.
Why?
Because I feel like I don't know what I'm interested in yet. Because it's changing all the time.
So what? It's changing. You're still interested in stuff. You're still getting answers to those things that you're interested in at that time. They don't know what to be interested in.
No, I'm saying I get the feedback on the things that I'm trying to do. And so are they. You know what I mean?
I think we're saying the same thing in a different way. I feel like you just like to troll me so that...
It has nothing to do with that. To me, it sounds like you're saying you're not getting guidance out of roles, and I would disagree.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying we get a lot less. There's a lot less confusion, because where we're struggling, we know we're struggling. You know what I mean? Like, we know specific areas that we struggle, and therefore we go to work on those areas and get those things clarified. Whereas they're just trying to figure out one position to move forward with, or one setup to move forward with in where they're at right now in learning. So I feel like it's a much different situation. I don't understand why you don't feel that way.
I see what you're saying. I don't like it. I don't think it.
What don't you like about it? What's wrong?
It seems wrong. It seems wrong because this chair is loud.
Yeah.
At least in my experience, the things that I try to do don't work. So then I get that same feedback of why it's not working. that's, to me, it's the same thing. So then I go try it on someone who it might work on to practice with it, and then bring it back to have Brent break it again. And then he gives me why it broke. Even with things like he doesn't like specifically himself, like leg stuff, he doesn't care. He doesn't really practice that himself, but he knows enough, obviously, to shut down everything I'm trying to do, even with sweeping, or especially with sweeping. And he may not give me like a step-by-step to fix it, but can give me a reason why he did what he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's self-directed study that you're getting help from an upper belt from. You're testing that hypothesis and breaking it. Mm-hmm. And then you're retesting it, and with someone who's not as good as you. And it's
because that's all I feel as though I try to do rolling with anyone. I don't try to go out of my way. Unless I'm drilling something that I don't know how to do at all, and I just try to explain it like, hey, this is what I saw, this is what I'm trying to do. I don't try to go out of my way to teach necessarily. Mm-hmm. I do say, like, the reason like, Jake is kind of funny sometimes to roll with, because he'll say, oh, that's what you wanted me to do. And it's not. I don't want you to do anything. It's just
what you're doing. We know you're going to do one of 4 or 5 things.
So I'm more just reacting to what you're doing. Because even today, Brent, like, I put him in, I think single leg X or something, while he was still like on one knee. Mm-hmm. And he just looked at me and he was like, waiting on you. And I was like, same. He's like, I don't know what I want to do. I'm just trying to see what you're doing and go from there. So I'm always really reactionary. But yeah, so with Jake, I'm saying I don't want you to do anything, but I will react to what you're doing depending on the inputs.
Mm-hmm. And it's not always true. I mean, sometimes you're trying to elicit a response.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but that's what that wouldn't be my primary game plan.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was just thinking about that today whenever we were doing it. I was thinking that was a fun period of time when I was overwhelmed all the time by how much stuff was coming in at that point in time when I was like a 1 or 2 stripe white belt. And I remember, like, I can't remember any of this stuff, you know, but it was still fun because they would say it like 5 or 6 times and then I would remember it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I saw something the other day. I think John shared something somebody else posted about, like, you learn like 50% of a technique the first time and then you get like 10% more the second time.
I saw that.
And then it like kind of keeps going down. That made sense.
Yeah.
Thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
I think I see what you're saying, where it's like all brand new, so you're getting like a million things told you at once.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like, it's almost like overkill. That's why I was trying to get away from, that overkill and focus on getting one place with him because I knew he was struggling with his open guard, and then, then try to get another place where I'm playing defensive and then let him play defensive, that sort of thing, things that will help him mature and grow, But I don't know. I mean, I don't know the best way to do that.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. I just, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't. There's like, it's like with the kids a lot of times that like when they are doing something, it's almost, coaching is almost like pointless mid-roll, but like the big concepts of like try to get up. So a lot of times nobody even tries to get up, and it's like whoever gets up here is going to win, go, so
Yeah.
something like that.
No, I think that's right. I think that's a good way to equate those two things. I think, you have to think of it in that perspective, not to overload people with that information.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I'm just now getting when John said, don't cheat the white belt experience. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to have that experience, to not know, that's valuable, because it then translates into more curiosity, which then translates into more passion / obsession.
Mm-hmm.
And then you move forward and you start to get a little bit more proficient at things, and you're like, oh, great, I'm starting to figure this out. And then you move forward and you're like, oh, I don't really know anything. And I think it's going to be that progression, I don't know, for years to come.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
unless people stopped like reacting to what you're doing,
right.
and you just do the same thing for like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see that happening.
Me do the same thing for 10 years. Me doing the same thing for 10 minutes is not happening.
Yeah, that's true. People just react so fast. Like nothing works twice, the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. So we went to, what was it? Fight to Win 174 in Charlotte this past
I have no
weekend.
idea what the number was, but
It
yeah,
was 174. Some fantastic matches.
it was fun.
I truly thought at some point, I was like 5 hours, we were there from like 5 to 10. They ran really well on schedule. I thought, at some point it's going to get boring. I was entertained the whole time, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, the only match I couldn't really get into was just the takedown stalemate,
That sucks, yeah.
I mean, that is what it is.
It's a terrible match.
I wouldn't want that guy on top of me either, so I
Right.
get it.
Yeah.
But
Again, why I say as a bigger person, be a guard player, be unique. That's all it is. Bigger guys, they don't want to be on bottom.
because there's a big guy on top of you,
So what? I mean,
you say that, but then we discuss your matches and you didn't want the big guy on top of you.
yeah, because I'm stupid. In training, do I care about the big guy on top of me ever? Ever.
Let's say usually not.
Right. And when I mean big, I mean big.
And they're not training, they're competing.
Yeah. So what?
Sometimes it's real hard to get the big guy off you, Jeff.
I'm going to have to test this theory.
I've tested it. Trust me. Sometimes it's hard to get the big guy off. No, but I mean, yeah. I still think it would be good for you to do the competition and pull. Like we talked about, I told you that one of the U.S. grapplings or whatever, right? Was the last one you did before, other than Pans?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do that at Pans.
No. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
Although, why not?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why not? Why not do it at Pans?
Because you're a wrestler. Just roasted you. Thought you were gonna.
I'm gonna. You're right. I could be more dominant, but if there's someone that's got good takedown defense,
I feel like at this point though you're not a good wrestler because you never train like that.
I don't.
Like you train real lazy.
Well, I do. I still train takedowns. I still on Saturdays a lot of times I'm doing takedowns. I'll still do takedowns, but definitely not as much. And I don't care about them.
Yeah. So I've never seen you do that.
Ask Brian.
Who do you do takedowns with?
Well, with everybody that I started with whenever there was not many people there.
Okay. I'm not doubting you, but I don't believe you. So,
well, I used to do takedowns with Wilfredo all the time. I mean, I never took him down, but
besides training the takedowns though, I'm more talking the intensity. Like you don't train at like a wrestling pace.
Oh no.
So
No,
that's
never have.
it's even when you wrestled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I wrestled, I did.
Yeah.
You have to. You have
That's
to
what I'm
train at
saying.
that pace.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like the people who are going to play that game train for that, and I think that's one of the things that I think about myself, because like if my strategy is going to be guard passing, I don't think I can be as reactionary and passive, and it'll come when it comes. I think I need to like try to get that cardio adjusted for more explosive pace.
Okay. I mean, I don't disagree,
If that's the game plan.
I feel like you got a decent cardio for that type of pace anyway.
No.
No?
Definitely not. No.
Okay.
No, and especially the last couple months, I would say like I have gone out of my way to be the opposite and be as like lazy in the majority of my roles as possible, which I think is good
That's what I
for
prefer.
skill development, but is not good like if your game plan is to go in and like be assertively taking someone down
Dominate.
and passing the guard. Like that's the hard part, you know, and then you can be lazy if you get there. But so that's just something I've been thinking about though for a while.
No, I think that's a point well given. I think that's you have to think about that game. Makes me think about, yeah, that's not how I was training.
No, not
I mean-
at all. Like you're good at the single leg and stuff, but I think the problem is like the guy's good at not getting single leg, and then he's as strong as you, and
Yeah.
if not bigger.
No, he's probably stronger than me.
So you're always training like in this lazy pace.
Yeah.
So then like I think
Yeah.
it's hard. I think it's harder than I thought to turn it on in the competition. Because like in Naga, when there's like a time limit last time, I like am in a triangle and I'm like, just see what happens. Like I feel like that's the time to like, you know, ramp it up. And I just wasn't part of the
True.
program.
Yep. You're right.
And it's not like at this point, the competitions aren't, which is what I wanted, but like they aren't that adrenaline dump for explosiveness anymore, which is good, I think, but
Yeah, of course
not
it's good because it's
if
getting
I
to
don't
more
do
of
it.
your game.
Yeah. But I
Right.
need to be able to, you know, switch that or ramp it up when I need to. And I didn't.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Big guy, long legs,
You just look at it and I'm like, God damn. Surprise.
sore ankle.
Probably
Big
isn't
guy,
any good.
long legs, sore ankle from triangling people.
Yeah.
Look what he's going to go for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh well. There's gotta be a height requirement. Like they gotta be within 6 inches. They can't be a foot taller than me. I just don't understand how it works.
Oh God.
Because I'm thin. It
Yeah,
just doesn't make
I
sense.
know.
How thin could you be?
I know, man. I know. Well, but you're pretty jacked, Phil. That's why.
True. True. Yeah. But Fight to Win was fun. And we were talking to and watched a lot of the quicker matches and just kind of followed in the same thing. Because Joe was saying the same topic with the leg lock stuff that, you know, you just don't know anything about it. And I was like, you just don't see a 10-second Kimura, you know, like,
Yeah.
so it's that my just ignorance of it and not knowing what I should know to be able to defend myself or use it offensively. Just kind of reinforced again after watching a lot of
Do
matches.
you realize how bad this hurts me every time you do this?
What?
Every time you do this.
Do what?
Every time you bring something up that I've been urging you to do for years.
You did it wrong.
Listen, I'm not perfect, Phil.
You just did it wrong. Yeah.
What did I do wrong?
You just should have submitted me with the leg locks over and over again.
That's no fun because you were terrible at leg locks.
Yeah.
That's not the right way
If you
to do it.
if you wanted me to figure it out. I'm just saying, if you cared about me, you would have heel hooked me. If it's a problem I only got to deal with like twice a month, it doesn't seem that important to me. But like passing the guard, I deal with every day. It becomes more pressing. But the last Naga, when I find out all of a sudden this thing's allowed and now it's an issue in front of my face, it's not a great feeling to be like, I don't know how to defend this at all, really. Like I know the ideas.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't practice it. So like,
right.
I'm aware of how bad I am at things I don't practice. It's not good.
Everybody's bad at things they don't practice.
So that, was like hey, should probably start trying to figure some of this stuff out.
Yeah.
And then the more I see with the things, they have a lot of good points when they talk about the transitions to the back, and that's where I always would like to be. And a lot of the defenses to sweeps and everything else exposes the legs, which, it all makes sense. So try to figure it out. He's shaking his head.
Such frustration.
Yeah.
Wish I could crack the code.
Same. It's just things I know I need to do. I don't do them.
I know. Yeah, me too. Oh, speaking of things that I know I need to do and hadn't done them until yesterday, I went to the stretch lab yesterday, and that was really good. They put you in front of this machine, 3D machine, and they have you do hands overhead and squat down and keep your heels on the ground, and then it automatically comes up with this evaluation. And literally every place that it said I was tight was exactly where I was tight. I was like, wow, that's impressive technology that you can just do that from one thing. And then Meredith, shout out to Meredith. I'm sure she's not listening. She stretched me for an hour, and it was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. I think it's going to be a good part for recovery. I don't know how good it's going to be for recovery, but I mean, I don't think there's any downside to having an hour stretch every week.
No, I don't think so.
Because I can't make myself do it.
Nope, you won't.
I don't.
Yeah, you're just not going to do that.
No. Nope.
Cracking the code.
Yep. Not going to do it. So she knows of my inversion goal. Mm-hmm. Feet first, then knees. Mm-hmm. And we'll see how it goes. I've got 3 months worth.
Oh, you signed up. That's the best way to do it, because now you paid for it.
Man, go. I've already paid for it.
You got to go.
I've already made the appointments through the next month.
There you go.
Bam.
You should take like a picture.
What?
Your progress.
I don't know what's that look like?
Try to invert. Take a picture, and then in a month, take a picture, and then see if you're progressing.
Do that Saturday morning.
That way you're. You know what I mean? You'll see whether or not it's working.
No, I think that's a great idea, because that'll give me something tangible to hold on to and not quit after the first month if I don't feel like it's doing anything.
Right.
Stretching
kind of sucks. I try to minimize it to like 10 minutes before training.
You know what? There was many parts that were bad about stretching.
Yeah.
Many, like all of them, except one. Do you know what my one was that was good?
Probably something like your shoulder.
It wasn't my shoulder, but my shoulders weren't horrible. They were.
How bad was your back?
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 12. Bad.
Because your shoulders are always really tight.
Yeah. But my quads, they were like where I've been doing that knees over toes stuff, where I've tried to do the lean back on them. Lean back on them. She was like, your quads are really, you've got really great flexibility in your quads. I was like, thank you. That's the only place. And plus, where you put your knee to the wall and put your foot up on the wall against the wall. That one I've been doing too a lot. And I actually do that one in the living room on the ottoman too. So that's shocker. I actually stretch that muscle, and it's actually very pliable.
There you go.
God.
I do that one. I'll roll this. Sometimes I get inside and outside. The hamstring is just fucking pointless. It's like
me too.
I would need I need a jackhammer. Like the foam roller doesn't do anything to it. So the stretch against the wall, where I'll push my like the couch is just far enough away that I try to get my butt up against the wall with like my legs straight, and then if I press against the couch, like I'm raising my arms above my head basically to drive my butt as into the corner as I can get it, and stretch my legs as straight as I can, like overstretch it basically. Mm-hmm. There's probably a word for that. I just don't know what it is. That's what really helps my calf.
Hyper stretch.
Yeah, there we go. That one sounds good. The calf and the hamstring, because that's when I'm like diligent about stretching those things, my back never hurts.
Yeah.
If I don't, like I like will train and feel fine, and I'll go home and I'll sit in the chair, and then I get up and I like walk hunched over, and it's such a difference.
I know.
But just like the 10 minutes of like rolling it out, I feel fine.
And two, like the other night after Nogi last Thursday, man, I felt like $1,000,000, and I did some stretches, and like the squat with because I was never good at squatting to keep your heels on the ground the whole time. Dude, Thursday after we were warm and we did Nogi, literally my butt was almost touching the ground. Like
Did you do it right after class or when you got home?
No, right after class. Like I was stretching there because Brent always stays and stretches, which I love it because then I'll stay and stretch.
That's smart.
Yeah. He's almost a black belt. So, yeah. So yeah, that was it. It just shows how much different it is whenever you're warmed up opposed to whenever you're not.
Yeah, I try to roll this stuff quickly before going. Mm-hmm. Like I haven't gone in cold in a long time.
That's good. How about you're doing sauna pretty regular? Right?
Oh no, I'm not.
You're not?
No, I only do that when I'm like sore or training a lot. And the last couple of weeks, I've only been training like once a day, so that's manageable. So I only did it today because my chest has been sore.
Okay. And today you gave me ab cramps, and I didn't get ab cramps with anyone else.
Yeah, I've been working on that technique.
My ab was popping,
it's like
man.
I kind of just poke the 5 spots in the SAR pattern, and then they get ab cramps.
That's your chi. Your
yes. I just poke in the SAR pattern. Yeah.
It works, man. It works every time. Oh my god, that was miserable.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do it today and I'll do it tomorrow, but then I won't be back in it for.
And I ordered a sauna.
Yeah.
So I'm stoked. That's coming in Thursday. I'm stoked about that. Brent has a sauna.
Mm-hmm. I really like it when I'm training a lot. I think it's necessary. Like when I'm training twice a day, I like to do it after the first one, and I'm never sore when I do that. It's just very time consuming, especially if I'm not like hot going in. Like today, I didn't wait around after. I just like wiped down the mats and like kept the windows closed and went home and got right in the sauna. So like I'm already sweating.
Yeah. It's hard because it takes 15 minutes to just get a sweat going.
Yeah. So to train, and then sauna is like minimum of 20 minutes. It's like 20 minutes if I'm hot. If I'm not, it's like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then like showering and stuff, and then like kind of got to wait because you're still really hot afterwards. So like I can't do that. And then like
because you got to wait 30 minutes after.
Yeah, and like
because
go somewhere.
Otherwise you're just sweating like hell. Yeah. And
so you
got to take 3 showers.
It's really effective, but it's just time consuming. So I'm better off. The most efficient way to do it for me has just been rolling for like 10 minutes. The spots that hurt or I think will hurt, and a little bit of stretching, and I'm good to go.
I think it's going to be good because I'm planning on doing that sauna every day, and it'll get me back into the breathing stuff. I've slacked off of that, and I think combining those two things.
Well, I think that one's going to be a different experience because you're completely in it, right? Mm-hmm. Versus like my hand is out, my head is out, and it takes longer. Like if I'm not sweating, like I'm not sweating for 20 minutes. Like if I were just to sit in it right now and turn it on, it'd be 20 minutes before it was doing anything.
Oh, easily. Yeah, easily.
Whereas one where you're totally enclosed, I've never done it, but I would imagine it's at the minimum of like half that because your whole head's in there and everything.
I think you're right because a lot of 90% of your body heat's given between your head and your hands.
Yeah.
So yeah, I buy that.
So I would imagine it'd be a lot more efficient time-wise because you're completely
Maybe 5
in the
minutes.
case.
I don't know. I'll tell you whenever.
Yeah,
I
and
do it.
I'm sure you don't need to be in it as long to get the same like relief.
They
either.
want you to do so that and I'm just going by the Scandinavian study that was for a reduction of all cause morbidity, a reduction of 50%. It was 25 minutes a day, at least 4 days a week. Mm-hmm. So that's telling you that it's developing those heat shock proteins, which is the method of action, that it works for getting rid of free radicals, for getting rid of all the bad stuff in your system. So I think I'm going to try to do 25 minutes, maybe 30.
Yeah.
Maybe 30 just to.
And if you're on the regular schedule, you probably don't need to, like, you can kind of do it whenever. Like, if you.
I don't know. I think you got to, man, I think you, like anything, you got to have a time to do it.
I mean,
I feel like
you can do it in the middle of the day. Whereas, like, if I don't do it after I'm already sweating, it's like a 45-minute process.
I feel like I could do it at noon every day. That would be good because I usually break by then anyway. You know what I mean? So every day other than when I train. And then I could do it right after because that would be, although Brent did bring up a good point because he called Gina and was like, hey, turn on the sauna because it takes like 30, 45 minutes to get up to 140.
Does it?
Yeah. Now, I don't think it'll take that long because I'm going to have it out in the garage, which is already 90 degrees out there, you know, but if they had an app, that's what Brent said. If you had an app where you could turn that bad boy on, that would be magnificent. Remote control, sort of like my garage doors. App. Oh, I wonder if we could do that.
I would think the new ones should have some.
Consult with the technology. I didn't. Man. Well, I'll figure it out.
Just turn it on before you leave.
That's even better idea. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. As long as it didn't like burn down the house, should be fine.
No, I don't. I don't think there's any. I mean, I'm sure there's a risk of it, but
yeah,
it's 140 degrees. Yeah. It's not like it's 1,000 degrees, you know. But they said only 30 to 45 minutes for assembly. What do you think, Phil? We can do it in less.
I'm real good with directions, so 30, 40 minutes together. If you do it one time, I usually do it 3 to 4 times.
It's going to take us an hour and a half. It's fine. It's no big deal. We got that to kill. What else? Anything else you can think of?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I had fun.
Jiu-Jitsu camp. We might have recruited another. No.
He said next year.
That's bullshit.
It's kind of tight on the time frame. I mean, it's not really. It's like a month away.
So what?
It's a lot of scheduling and planning that would be involved in that. So like a month is kind of short notice.
He should have known about it.
I didn't never told him.
Why?
Don't know. I just assume most people are going to say no.
Get the wrong attitude for sales, my friend.
Yeah, I do. I see all of the reasons that most people are like, yeah, that'll never happen. I'm like, I get it.
Okay. Well,
having said that, factoring everything in, if you have a place to stay for 7 days, you have food for 7 days, and then you get like 21-ish hour and a half seminar classes.
Yeah.
It's pretty good package price.
It's a fantastic value for money.
Yeah.
Yes. You're not going to get that anywhere else.
No.
Now, you're going to remember about one of those seminars.
That's right.
But doing jiu-jitsu 8 hours a day, it's going to help your jiu-jitsu.
And it's fun.
And it's a blast. People are super nice. And hopefully, how many podcasts did we do there last year?
Oh, 5 or 6.
5 or 6, right?
Yeah, 5 or 6.
Let's try to break that record.
Okay.
I want to get Dean in again, too.
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome. Have to get him sauced up again too.
Yeah, he was fun.
That was fun. I loved his stories. And they just got back to open at Victory. Shout out to Victory MMA.
Nice.
Yeah.
California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he actually went for, they did one of the traumatic brain injury studies on him. And he actually did, was it ketamine or was it, no, I don't think it's ketamine. I think it was either mushrooms or LSD. He did like a study. He was part of a study for traumatic brain injury, that they treated it with either LSD or mushrooms. I can't remember which one. The study's not out yet, but he participated in that, and he said like it really helped him out as far as not being on pain medication, not drinking excessively anymore, and that sort of thing. And he also, after that, and after he was feeling better, I think that was then, he went down to Mexico to the stem cell place to get full body stem cells too, which I feel like was a great move on his part, because he said those shoulders operated on so many times. So hopefully he's healthy.
Yeah. I mean, that just sounds like a good thing to do.
Yeah. Agreed.
If it works.
Totally agree. All right, Philly. Well, tell the folks out there how they can support us if they choose to do so.
Share the podcast.
Yep.
Review it. Shout out Delvin.
Yeah.
The review idea was a good idea.
Very good idea. Very good idea. And if you're not out there doing something each and every day to make yourself better, get out there and do it. Phil and I choose Jiu-Jitsu. We hope you do too.
I'm about to feed him to the sharks right now. Get him hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it goes. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.